Taking a look outside with live cam, it's a warm day already, 80 degrees in San Antonio with that cloud coverage bringing in some much needed rain for us in the Alamo City. None yet, but what we're watching is some thunderstorms just to the west near Comstock, near areas near Rock Springs, and that's making its way closer to San Antonio later today in the Hill Country. I'll time it out for you and how that will impact your evening commute coming up after the break.
Looking for more holiday fun with the whole family? Arnold Park is having a winter carnival today and tomorrow, and it's free to attend. There will be rides, games, and holiday activities like music, a seasonal market, and festive photo ops. To ice skate, it's $15 a person, including skate rentals, or you can get a wristband for $25 that covers both ice skating and rides.
And the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo has announced its last batch of performers taking the stage in February of 2026.
All right, the list includes Midland, Gary Allen, Cody Jinks, 49 Winchester, and Pat Green.
Also on the list, Dos Barachos, featuring Kevin Fowler and Roger Krieger, Braxton Keith, Terry Clark, and Sheryl Crow.
The San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo has been announcing performers gradually since August.
And you can see that complete list on our website at KSAT.com.
My daughter is obsessed with Sheryl Crow. She's 4.
That's great.
But the Soak Up the Sun song is her jam right now. So
start her young.
We're going to have to take her.
Well, I'm sad she can't really soak up the sun today.
Right? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We'd rather have the rain.
She could play in the rain with the rain boots.
Loves that. Loves it.
And luckily, we're watching that possibility of some rain later this afternoon for us here in San Antonio. But right now, it's still way to the west of us. We're talking about areas of Del Rio to Rock Springs. That's where we're really watching that possibility of the rain. And that's going to make its way closer to us over the next little while. But there's a few things I want to point out just with Authority radar. Most of these thunderstorms are having what we call training, basically where you see the thunderstorms and it looks like it's just staying in place. But what it's actually doing is it's staying and moving to the north. They're just getting some redevelopment behind it. And that's why just to the west of Rock Springs, there's actually a flash flood warning in effect until 3 p.m. today for portions of Edwards County. That was just added recently within the last 20 minutes or so by the National Weather Service. Because as I pause this, we'll take a look at the rainfall rates with this thunderstorm and with just this line of thunderstorms. These thunderstorms are producing very heavy rainfall rates. Anytime you see those colors in the purple, that's where you're getting multiple inches of rain per hour. I'll go right on the border there, 6 inches of rain per hour. Now, yes, there are some areas where you're not necessarily getting that constant rain, but there is still that possibility where if we see this training still happen and we see just that constant rate of that rainfall, you could see 6 inches of rain. That's why the last few days, the Weather Authority team have been really wanting people to be cautious about the rainfall because we are watching that possibility of that 6 inches of that bullseye. Even just to the east where you see that green color, you could still get about ½ an inch of rain per hour, and it stretches all the way from Rock Springs to Juneau down to areas of Del Rio, even Brackettville, all the way up just past Junction. And this is that line of thunderstorms we're expecting to make its way closer to areas of the Alamo City today. And not only that, this is already falling on much saturated grounds. Portions of the Hill Country saw 2-3 inches of rain last night, not only closer to Junction, but also closer to Kerrville, just on the western portion of Kerr County, getting into Gillespie County. That line of thunderstorms came through about midnight to 1 a.m. last night. What I want to point out is a few things. Yes, we're still watching the possibility of some heavy rainfall, and we do have that possibility of a flood watch throughout the next few hours and really until tomorrow morning. The hill country could see 1 to 3 inches of rain being possible. Even in San Antonio, we could see an additional inch or two of rain. So here's a look at that futurecast. That line of thunderstorms is expected to make its way closer to the Alamo City, and it is expected to be a line making its way closer throughout the next few hours. And even by this evening, that's when we have that possibility have it impact your evening commute, but really it might just go to the north. But if you missed out on any rain today, don't worry. There's another possibility tomorrow morning for the morning commute as a cold front moves through, having that possibility of yet another chance of showers. And if by any reason you missed not only the rain today, but also the rain tomorrow, we have more chances of rain coming up this weekend and even into next week, with more chances of cold fronts moving through, giving us more chances of rain, a 40% chance of rain on Sunday, bringing temperatures at least down a little bit into the 70s for us for our peak temperatures. But we'll continue to keep you posted with the latest forecast on the rain chances today and throughout the next few hours, guys.
Thank you, Shelby. Well, the publisher for Live from the South Side, an independently run publication that highlights the culture and resonance of South San Antonio, is being honored by the Bexar County Clerk's Office. So April Monterosa there received a flag yesterday in honor of the publication's community involvement and 5th anniversary.
What began as a simple desire to highlight the beauty, culture, and strength of our Southside community has grown into a movement fueled by heart, unity, and purpose. Nonprofits, artists, educators, community leaders, you are the heartbeat of our neighborhoods. Your dedication inspires my own.
Well, in 2020, KSAT and Live from the South Side magazine formed a content sharing partnership to share more stories from the South Side. These stories can be read at ksat.com.
She's known for delivering an often overlooked necessity for students, new underwear. Next, we're going to introduce you to the Chones Ferry, or the underwear ferry. As students move through the school year, you'll see plenty of donation drives for supplies, haircuts, even new shoes. But educators say there's an ongoing need that often goes unnoticed: new underwear.
So now a local nonprofit called Círculo de Chispas is stepping in to close that gap, and the group is working directly with elementary schools to identify which campuses need the most help, and they're getting some assistance from the Chones Ferry, or the underwear ferry. A heartfelt donation of undergarments to kids who really need it here at JT Brackenridge Elementary.
At 78207, we're one of the poorest zip codes in San Antonio. Sometimes children, we notice, will come in with dirty socks, and sometimes it's a day or two.
These donations from San Antonio-based nonprofit Círculo de Chispas. They've been working with elementary schools in our area since 2021 to support underserved children by delivering these much-needed items.
I hope that a child receiving a calzoncito will make a difference. I know it will not take the child out of poverty, but it gives them hope.
Gloria Camarillo Vasquez is the founder of Círculo de Chispas, and she says she hopes this service will not only provide a basic necessity, but also help students with their self-confidence.
Felt so loved when my grandma made me my dress out of flour sack and made that pretty calzoncito to go with it. You know, just a new calzoncito makes anyone feel good and dignified.
And her labor of love has made her a familiar face throughout the community. The staff at the schools even lovingly call her the Chones Ferry, which translates to the underwear ferry.
When she saw that we had undergarments, she goes, "Oh, you're the Chones Ferry."
Yeah.
She said that she had opened a drawer and seen a lot of undergarments, and they didn't know where they were coming from.
So they thought that a Chones ferry would just come and
Was just coming to
leave Chones at night. I don't know, but here we are.
Tejano music star Patsy Torres also making a big donation for the students. Gloria Camarillo Vasquez is grateful for all the help.
It's up to all of us to pass our blessings forward.
So special that she's doing that.
Yeah, we're so thankful for that.
All right, artificial intelligence is everywhere, even in some toys. The new warning for parents ahead of major shopping days. All right, taking a look outside at live cam, Shelby's been telling us that even though it looks a little gray, we're a few hours away.
Yeah, and although it looks a little gray for us in San Antonio, it looks even grayer in portions of the hill country, and that's because we're seeing much needed rain. Yes, it hasn't hit San Antonio yet, but we're just waiting for it to hit San Antonio. Right now, we're seeing plenty of rain in areas of the hill country, going from Juneau to Pandale, all the way down to Del Rio, Rock Springs, Brackettville. Now, what we're watching is a few things. We're seeing this thing called training, where although it may seem like the rain isn't moving, and I'll actually put this here in motion, we're actually seeing the storms build behind it. As this storm continues to move to the north, it's also moving a little bit to the east, and we'll really see a cold front move through later tonight, and that's going to help move these showers and storms closer to San Antonio. Not only that, we're also seeing some flash flood warnings. We have one in portions of Edwards County going from the southwest corner just to the west of Rock Springs all the way up through Junction, all the way up to Brady, and even beyond that. And this is a line of thunderstorms that is also producing some flash flood warnings up near the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So the rain is expected to be off and on through portions of the hill country until about tonight. But what we're watching is additional 1 to 3 inches of rain, and even a small bullseye where we do see those heavy rainfall rates in the areas where you see that flash flooding to be upwards of 6 inches. But that's a very small opportunity. But for us, the better opportunity for rain returns this afternoon into this evening. Yes, there still will be some breaks at times, and it's not going to be widespread, but that's going to be the best chance for rain for San Antonio, not only today, but we also have an opportunity tomorrow. And we're also playing a little bit of the lottery game. Not everyone's going to see that chance of rain, but where we do, we could see upwards of 2 inches of rain. I'll time it out for you, especially how it could impact your evening commute for us here in the city, coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Shelby. Well, the holidays are here. However, as Patty Santos reports, for a lot of the victims in the Hill Country flood, they are still spending their time trying to rebuild their lives.
This is the hair salon.
The framing is finally up at the Ingram Dam Shopping Center since the last time we visited, but they have to wait for the plumbing, windows, and electric work to be done.
What has been the hardest part about reopening your facility?
The biggest part is obtaining financing, obtaining funding to rebuild. We've raised about $150,000. The rebuild is going to run over $400,000.
The shopping center had about 7 businesses when the flood happened and 2 residential units. Owner Steve Edelstein estimates about 20 people worked at this center alone.
Businesses are the lifeblood of the community. Without businesses, the community dies. People may have had their homes destroyed and they had their homes rebuilt, but they have no jobs because the businesses where they worked are no longer there.
Edelstein says it's not possible for him to get a loan when rent profits are not very high, so he keeps building until money runs out, which he says will happen soon.
I had to deal with the reality of the flood, and now I have to deal with the reality of the finances. And if people elect to help us, thank God for their help.
I asked him why he chose to stay and rebuild.
I could have sold the building. Somebody would have picked it up probably for, fire sale prices. But this is part of the community. This is a big part of the Ingram community.
Patty.
Well, Steve is encouraging anyone who still wants to help businesses to make donations to the West Kerr Chamber and the Kerrville Chamber. That money goes specifically to businesses, and we will post links on our website, KSAT.com.
Well, today the Bureau of Labor Statistics released a long-delayed September jobs report, and the results were mixed. The report was delayed because of the government shutdown. The U.S. economy added 119,000 jobs in September, an unexpected rebound for the labor market. But unemployment rose to 4.4%, a nearly 4-year high. The report also showed August lukewarm job gains of 22,000 were revised to a loss of 4,000 jobs.
Well, if you or someone you know drives a Ford, there's a recall alert that you may need to know about. So the automaker is recalling more than 200,000 Bronco and Bronco Sport vehicles, model years 2025 and 2026. The problem is with the instrument panels showing blank screens upon startup, which includes the gauges and warning lights on the dashboard. So Ford will fix the issue free of charge.
All right, listen up, parents. You do not want this on your kids' Christmas list. There is a new warning for parents about toys that use AI chatbots. A popular plush doll called Kuma Teddy has been pulled from stores after, get this, researchers found it was giving children sexually explicit responses and even instructions on how to find dangerous items like matches, knives, and pills. The discovery comes as lawmakers in Washington work to regulate AI, and the White House prepares an executive order that would stop states from creating their own rules.
The number of botulism cases linked to a recalled infant formula continues to go up. The CDC reports 8 new cases across 15 states and 4 more cases have been reported in Texas. So that makes 6 for the state. And 31 infants were hospitalized in all, and no deaths have been reported. The FDA says by Heart Whole Nutrition baby formula is still being found on store shelves in states and was also sold online. So parents are urged to stop using any of this formula immediately.
Lung cancer is the deadliest cancer here in Texas. So for Lung Cancer Awareness Month, North Central Baptist Hospital is inviting the public today to learn about early detection and new technology. The focus is on the Ion robotic-assisted lung biopsy device with a scope the size of a phone cable that can reach hard-to-find tumors. You'll be able to see the device up close, even try it, and learn how it helps doctors find tumors early for better treatment. The event ends at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Well, today is the funeral of former Vice President Dick Cheney.
All living vice presidents are expected to be in attendance except for the current Vice President J.D. Vance, who was not invited.
Well, Cheney was a lifelong Republican, but late in life, Cheney was an outspoken critic of President Donald Trump. And Cheney died on November 3rd after complications with pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease.
ABC's Perry Russum has more from the National Cathedral in Washington.
At the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C., the funeral of former Vice President Dick Cheney. Born in Lincoln, Nebraska, growing up in Wyoming, Cheney rose the ranks in Washington, from White House Chief of Staff for President Gerald Ford to 5-term congressman from Wyoming, Secretary of Defense, and Vice President under George W. Bush. After 9/11, the polarizing Cheney played a leading role in the war on terror and the invasion of Iraq.
We have a regime that is busy enhancing its capabilities in the field of chemical and biological agents.
No weapons of mass destruction were found in Iraq. In these last few years, he became one of the loudest Republican voices criticizing President Trump.
There has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump.
President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance were not invited to today's funeral. All other living vice presidents were invited, including Mike Pence, Trump's first VP. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
One easy way for anyone to give back, where you can find a vending machine that connects people to local nonprofits.
And changes to Amazon's return policy. What to know ahead as you plan your holiday shopping.
Well, shoppers will have extra time to return holiday gifts this year. Amazon will expand its return window to make buying online, it says, as seamless and worry-free as possible. For most items purchased through December 31st, returns will be accepted through January 31st, 2026.
Amazon says products must be in original or unused condition, and there are some exceptions. Some items, like Apple-branded products, can only be returned through January 15th.
And although Christmas is just not even just a month away, it definitely doesn't feel like it. We're still sitting at 80 degrees here at almost 1 p.m. Still watching that possibility for some rainfall, some much needed rain to make its way to San Antonio. But we also are watching that possibility of flash flooding being still possible, mostly for the hill country. But what we're also watching is a possibility of 2 inches of rain making its way closer to the Alamo City throughout today and even through the early hours and tomorrow morning for your morning commute. I'll time it out for you, so what you need to know when you're waking up tomorrow morning, but also for tonight coming up after the break.
Well, check this out, a new Southside mural hoping to bring culture and the city's history together through bright colors and designs.
This is a brand new mural off Southwest Military Drive, created by local artists Armando Zimmerly and Mikey Sanchez.
So it has iconic San Antonio landmarks, fiesta colors, and symbolism from the Mission Drive-In Theater to the Torch of Friendship sculpture downtown. Also, folklorico dancers and Tejano music, and of course, cruising through Southwest Military after a Big Spurs win.
So I feel like someone's gonna walk by and it's gonna relate to somebody. One of the pieces or one of the part of it's gonna relate to somebody. Oh, I grew up doing this. Oh, I remember doing this. Oh, I seen that building. And I just feel it's gonna bring a lot of joy for the community, for the city, honestly.
I see the Spurs coyote too.
Yeah.
Once Armando came up with the design, it took him and Mikey 10 days from start to finish and countless hours. The mural is painted on some new businesses, including a Chick-fil-A opening along Southwest Military.
Well, the holiday season is alive and well at the Pearl, and visitors in the spirit of giving have a real chance to help out this holiday season.
The Light the World Giving Machine is a place at the Pearl. It gives everyone the opportunity to help out a nonprofit this holiday season.
So people can make a contribution by picking an item in the machine that goes directly to a nonprofit.
We've experienced so much growth in demand for services in the last 2 years, and so this opportunity to share our mission and the importance of those we serve, our children and adults, some of here who are with us today with disabilities, this is just amazing for us.
The Giving Machine can be found at the Pearl through December 7th. I love when that thing shows up. It means like holidays are in full swing.
And people have time.
Exactly.
Yeah, people have time to donate. Yeah.
But, you know, it doesn't feel like the holidays. I don't know how else to say it. It's so gross and humid and come on.
We're watching for a change next week.
All right.
But we just have to get through this weekend's rain chances, tomorrow's rain chances, and today's rain chances.
Right.
We're getting boom, 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 which is great because we need the rain. And most of the rain right now is still just to the west of us, closer to Rock Springs, but we're expecting it to make its way closer to the Alamo City throughout the next few hours. But I want to focus on areas closer to Rock Springs near Del Rio because they've received tons of rain, and they're still going to continue to see the rain stick around throughout the next few hours, especially because you're still seeing more of the rain build behind it, and that's what we call training. And even as I zoom in, I'll talk about the rainfall rates just associated with all of these thunderstorms here, because the rainfall rates, yes, there is still some instability in the atmosphere, but there is that flash flood warning not only for portions of Edwards County, but going all the way up to Dallas-Fort Worth, because we're seeing these rainfall rates associated with these thunderstorms. As I zoom in here and really move around, I'm going to focus on areas closer to Del Rio right now. We're seeing rainfall rates upwards of a few inches, 3.5 inches of rain closer to Del Rio, just on the southern portion, just to the south, I should say, of Edwards County. 3.5, almost 4 inches of rain for most of us, and that's going to continue throughout the next few hours. I'll focus up here closer to Rock Springs near Sonora Junction, as that's where we currently do have that flash flood warning in effect until about 3 p.m. That purple color you see, even that light pink, that's where you're getting 7 inches of rain per hour. Rock Springs just to the north side of it, about 1/2 inch of rain per hour, but this is all falling on areas that saw rain last night. Take a look at the 24-hour rainfall total. It's still building behind it for all that rain, and this is all the rain that fell last night and even continues to fall as we speak. Some areas have already seen multiple inches of rain. As I do that little middle portion to really see the thick of it, we've seen anywhere to 4 inches to 2 inches of rain. Rock Springs got about 1/2 inch or so. But not only that, we also saw rain in portions of the Hill Country, in Kerr County, in Gillespie County. They saw some rain last night where they also had a few flash flood warnings in effect at one time. Near Harper, they got about 2 inches of rain. Mountain Home, once again, 3 inches of rain. Closer to Kerrville, Ingram, and Hunt, where they've been really hit hard in July with the July 4th flooding, they saw a little bit less of the rainfall totals, but we're still watching a chance to see more rain throughout the next few hours. And here's a look at that future cast. I want to get straight into it of what everyone wants to know. The rainfall chances. That chance of the line of the storms moving from the west to the east is still possible over the next few hours. But what we're watching is it's not going to be as widespread as some people might think. It's still going to be similar to that line of some thunderstorms moving through. But what we're watching is it might go just to the north of San Antonio, so it might not even hit portions of Bexar County, which is going to be a good thing, especially because look at the time. Right during your evening commute. So it might cause a little bit of an issue for some folks as you're trying to head home. Take it slow if you do still see some rain, especially up closer to portions of the hill country of Fredericksburg. Now it is still going to move through fairly quickly already by 8 or 9 p.m. It's already gone. But what we're watching is a possibility of redevelopment for more showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Right before sunrise, we're seeing that weak cold front move through, and that's going to give another chance of rain to move through and push through. Especially that one does have a chance to impact your morning commute tomorrow. And it's not going to be as strong as what we're expecting tonight, but there is still that possibility of that flood risk for some. We're not expecting a widespread flood in San Antonio, but if we do see some of that instability and some of that chances of some heavier rain, we could still be watching for that possibility of some low water crossings, and that finally pushes through Wednesday. But keep in mind, there's still that possibility of what we're watching for some heavy rainfall totals and additional rain to fall. In the hill country, the rain chances start to taper off throughout the next few hours, but I layered San Antonio chances on top of it, and this evening is going to be the better chance for us. Here's a look at the rainfall totals of what you can expect. 2 inches of rain additionally is possible near Del Rio, Rock Springs, an inch or two up closer to the Hill Country Junction, Fredericksburg, San Antonio, about half an inch to an inch, and that's just the possibility of widespread just throughout tomorrow morning. Here's a look at the 7-day. We have more chances of rain throughout the next few days, especially this weekend. A 40% chance of rain Sunday into Monday. And finally, more cool fronts to give us some of that cooler temperatures, Courtney, just in time for Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you so much, Shelby. We are excited about it.
Yes, we are. Well, country music's brightest stars came together for a night of award show fun. A look at the night's biggest moments. Well, now the country music's biggest night, taking over Music City for the 59th annual CMA Awards.
ABC's Laura Spencer had a front row seat to all the action.
Lainey Wilson kicked off the CMA Awards with a whirlwind medley of some of country's greatest hits. You look like you love me. It was truly Lainey's night.
And the CMA Award for Entertainer of the Year goes to Lainey Wilson.
The country music superstar named Entertainer of the Year.
We about to party at Bell Bottoms Up.
She also took home trophies for Album and Female Vocalist of the Year.
Whirlwind, Lainey Wilson.
Lainey Wilson.
It was a night packed with show-stopping performances.
And I play this thing till the sun comes up for nothing but the love. Ain't nothing kickstarts my heart like guitar.
'Cause his heart still belongs to Lone Star State.
Don't worry where I've been, I'm back in the saddle again.
From country music's brightest stars.
Staying with you, side by side, forever and a day.
Just as long as you stand by me, yeah.
It was a big night for Riley Green and Ella Langley, taking home both single and song of the year for You Look Like You Love Me.
Thanks for letting me be a part of this song, and thank y'all for making it a hit.
And nobody had to hold Zach Top's beer as he was named Best New Artist.
Thank you very, very much. I can't remember if I was supposed to put my beer down first or not, but here it is now.
And I had the honor of presenting Male Vocalist of the Year.
And the CMA Award for Male Vocalist of the Year goes to Cody Johnson!
When I was a little kid, I taped a little microphone on the side of my bunk bed, and I would sing everything from Boys to Men to Merle Haggard.
The night, a perfect celebration of Nashville's biggest stars.
Everything gets hotter when the sun goes down.
Including Hall of Famer Kenny Chesney, who brought down the house with a medley of his greatest hits.
Growing up in little pink houses, making out on living room couches, blowing that smoke on Saturday night. A little messed up, but we're all right.